Hey guys, Gadget Nut here. I just wanted to show you a few upgrades that I just completed for my new safe. I just got this maybe a week ago and just got it moved up into place. Finished all the wiring and such, so I wanted to show you in case I could give you an idea of something you can do to improve your own safe. This is a Bighorn Classic. I got a really good deal on it from Costco.com with free delivery. So let me show you what I did. Usually when you open up your safe, it's it's a little bit dark in there. It's almost necessary to have some kind of lighting. I didn't like what they had on the market available for lighting, especially didn't like the prices they were charging, so I figured I'd do it myself. So if you see here a little red light, that's my switch. That's the lighting. I just put some LED lights in there. Well, 250 of them to be exact, but it's easier than it sounds. What I did first is I had a hole in the back of my safe pre-drilled from the factory so that you can add a dehumidifier in the safe, but I didn't just want a dehumidifier, I wanted some lighting also. And so I installed this outlet box myself, ran some wiring in, and put the box in there. I wasn't happy with just screwing it to the wall of the safe, so I actually had a scrap piece of wood, wrapped it in this gray carpet and contact cement, and so that gave me something I could screw the outlet box to. And this just has Velcro on the back, sticks to the wall, and it's cut to size. And it's kind of pressure fit in there, so I'm happy with it. It's not permanent. I could remove it if I ever need to. But now on this board I've also screwed in the transformer. This is converting 110 volts to 12 volts for my LED lighting. So it was a fun project. I'm no pro with wiring, don't know much about it, but I know enough to get into trouble. I knew enough to figure out how I could get this thing to work out. So some of these wires run up to my switch here. I've hidden most of the wires pretty well. These are just strips of Velcro to hold everything into place. And I was just going to do a boring old switch, but I figured I really wanted something with a light. So in a dark situation, you can find the switch real easy. So I ran power up to the switch so that that light could work. And then the other wires here run to the LED lighting. Looks like that. And all I did is I just put the LED lighting around the frame, this front frame, or right around the door area. I didn't put anything on the roof or anything on the shelves. I planned on doing it, but you know, I started with just framing it in lights, and you know what? I think that's going to be just fine. You know, it lights it up quite a bit. Let me throw a few things in there so you can kind of see how well the lighting is. Looks darker than it actually is in real life, but still it's poorly lit. I have good lighting in this room and the safe is just dark, so these lights are great. So flip it on, illuminates all of the shelves. You can see we do have some dark areas, some shadows created, but not, you know, they're not too bad. So there's a lot of shadow deep back here on that shelf, but it's still light enough where you can see what you got back there. Here's the LEDs. I still have some left, so I can still run some if I want, maybe to the bottom of this shelf or anywhere else I want in here. I can run these. I got about 50 more LEDs left. You know, it came originally with about 16.5 feet or 300 LED lights. And I'll put links to where I got these so that you can do it yourself. I also bought these connectors. So up in the corners here, those lights don't want to bend very well. You know, the way I did it, they don't take the corners as tight as I would like, so I used these to connect pieces. And the cool thing about these, you can cut them every 3 lights. See, there's a cut line right there. Let's see if we can focus that. there's a cut line. You can cut every 3 lights and still still wire them together with a harness like this, or do some soldering yourself. So these are really sweet. I'm really happy about these. I got the idea from just looking at YouTube videos on other people who have done some custom lighting for their safes. It's way cheaper than buying what they have out there on the market, and I think the results are nicer too. But anyway, so you can see how well that lights up. Other thing I did was I added some shelves. And I was going to buy some from the company. The company is actually local here. And so I called them up. I was going to just go pick up some shelves from them. But they wanted to charge $20 for a small shelf and $30 for a big one. So I just made my own. Sure, they look slightly different. I just went and bought some felt and contact cement that was designed to attach felt or fabric to wood. I had the wood scraps laying around, so I sprayed the adhesive on the felt and on the wood and put them together, and you know what? It turned out pretty well. This shelf is actually stronger than the stock shelf that came with it, so I can put quite a bit of weight up here, store some ammo, and to make their shelf sturdier, I added this brace. I wrapped it also in felt, just a piece of wood. I put that under this shelf so I can put a ton of weight on there and it's going to be just fine. Supported all the way to the ground, as you can see. So I've added this, I added this, and I just built one more small shelf, you know, to cover that up. You can store lots of long guns, or I don't need that much space for long guns, so I built a shelf there so I can use it for other things. But there it is. I do already have a dehumidifier I need to plug in, and I need to throw everything else in here. And like I said, I just got it set up, so it's new to me. Need to arrange everything how I want it, but so far I'm really happy with it. Let me know if you have any questions about the process. I'll try to include more details and links in my show notes. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys.